Okay, what we are going to do now is talk about how to trade the daisy chain trading system. I'm going to assume that you have the indicators, they're all set up and all that kind of happy stuff. Before I actually explain the system and how it works, there's a couple of things that I want to hit first. Thing number one is that if you are going to try and trade technically only, then you are probably going to get murdered. You've got to know what the fundamentals are. For crying out loud, Forex Factory is free. At least just pay attention to what's going on there. Know just kind of generally how the fundamentals are coming out for the relevant countries. If you're trading euro dollar, then you should know what's going on with the United States, Germany, the UK, and then the Eurozone just kind of in general. By doing that, it'll give you a much better feel for what a currency is doing. So, with that admonition out of the way, how the daisy chain system works is what you want to do is we're going to focus right now on just the four main pairs: euro dollar, euro yen, pound dollar, and pound yen. What you're doing is you're looking for times where there gets to be 3 consecutive Heikin Ashi candles in a row across all 4 pairs that agree with each other. So the very first thing you're going to do is start scanning to see, well, do I have a situation? Let's give you a good example. We have red, 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 and this is euro dollar. So now we're going to come over here to euro yen and let's see what we have. Red, red, red. So we have, so far the two euro pairs both have 3 red HA candles in a row. Here we're at pound dollar, red, red, red. This is looking pretty stinking good. Now let's go to pound yen. Red, red, and here is our third red. And if we look up here at the time, we can see that it's 11:54, so we're almost to the end of the hour. That means that next hour, because you need 3 closed candles. That piece is important. 3 closed red candles. Now, I will also be honest with you about one thing, and this is what I was getting at when I very first started this video about fundamentals. You need to know what your fundamentals are. While technically this is starting to look like we could have a situation where we want to be opening up a position and it would be short because these are all 3 red HA candles. You can see that pound yen, we got a bounce off of a pivot point. If we come over here to pound dollar, that bounced pretty close off of a pivot point. We got euro yen. That didn't really hit a pivot point, but the other 2 did. And if we come here, you can see there's a trampoline bounce through a pivot point, and here's a trampoline through. So my point is that we have technicals that are really, really good for looking at a possible entry. However, the fundamentals are very tortuously muddy. So actually, I wouldn't really be opening one. However, through this video, I am going to demonstrate what the entries would be if we were going to be trading. So we got the 3 red candles. The next thing that we want to do is typically I will use pound yen or I will use euro dollar. In this situation, there's no question about it that given the way the market is and all of that kind of good stuff, I would be looking at pound yen. Now, because we are looking at short trades, what you're looking for is for the stochastic to come up and go into and above 80. And this right here, even though it's really not above 80, I would probably count this. And then both the main and the signal line come back off. There's a possible trade. Another possible trade is to wait for a bounce off of the ribbons, which we actually got here. The next supposedly safest one is to wait for MACD to get up into the green and then both main and signal lines to get back below. That is how you enter on the short side. If we're going to be entering long, it's the exact opposite. You wait for stochastic or the bounce off of the ribbons or for MACD to get below and then come back up. That is really how this all works. Like I said, kind of in a nutshell. Now, I really breezed through this, so over the next several days, I'm going to be explaining this system in much more detail and tying it into current fundamentals. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the box below.